All right, we back again. We're making another YouTube tutorial. This is a tutorial that I was supposed to send out to Digital Nos. He didn't respond and tell me which art or which VSTs he used and things like that. So I just went ahead and finished this. I made this maybe a couple months ago. This is towards the end of 2020. So as usual, I'm gonna just go through my step by step, each sound, each melody, and everything that I did. Then we're gonna kind of play it at the end. Again, if you want to watch the video in full of how I made it from start to finish and everything like that, that'll be on Patreon, and you can go and check that out and see how I made it from start to finish. So here we're gonna go ahead and get started. First off, we started off with an ARP, so we got one little ARP sound. This is it right here. If you notice, this melody is like not a complete melody. So like by complete, I mean like some of the parts it hangs off. So like this part here, there's no instrument, nothing going on. So you know that like it's like a broken space. So that's what I mean by incomplete. Like I keep broken spaces in between my melodies in certain parts so that I can play one sound and you'll hear another sound in between there. So like kind of towards the end, like around here, this section. Oh, well, you might not be able to hear it. Let's see. Maybe not. But it's towards the end. You'll be able to hear that it kind of hangs off. Let's see if we can get it to play. That silence right there. Something else will play later on in the melody at that point. So I like doing stuff like that. I've mentioned that before. So here we got a pad. This is one of my favorite pads to use. I like this sound a lot. It sounds really wavy, real spacey. So here I just kind of filled in the places where the melody is playing. But again, this is an ARP. So ARPs kind of are like moving sounds. So it's just a simple melody, but it sounds like it's moving. It's got a lot going on, but it actually doesn't. So what I do is typically I'll get another sound like a pad or maybe even another ARP, some keys or bells or whatever. And I'll fill in the gaps and make this pattern a little bit more elaborate. It's not really elaborate, but it's just more than what the previous melody was. So let's go ahead and hit play on that. And if you notice, you heard those pauses, those little breaks in the melody, because this part right here has a break in the melody, but in the previous one, it's playing. See, so that's going to give it a different sound when all of these play together. Same here. So there's a break in the melody in the beginning, midway through it, and about the second bar, and then at the beginning of the third bar through the fourth bars. There's breaks in there. So let's hear what this third melody sounds like. This also is another ARP, so another filler sound, kind of something that moves around, makes it sound a little bit more elaborate than it actually is. So like I always use a lot of like blippy type of sounds, little beeps and bops and twinkly sounds and bells and all types of little sounds like that. I like those types of sounds. That I think that kind of fits my style. I think that's what kind of gives my style that unique sound. Um, so that's just another little basic art. So we're gonna move on to the next one. This is the third art. Again, another filler sound type deal. It works the exact same way. You'll have some breaks in there and it has some parts where it fills in the gaps where other things aren't. So you notice if you look at them, you can tell some of these melodies fill in the gaps where other sounds aren't. So let's play this fourth and final melody. Again, this is like another example of those twinkly type sounds, those little beeps and the bops and all types of just weird little ambient sounds that I like. That's another example. I use that sound quite a bit. So here we're on to our instruments, just regular stuff, man. Nothing special. Just a regular old Metro clap, and that's it. Nothing special. I don't ever do too much with my instruments. I don't really use anything particular. It's not like I got some crazy sound kit or anything like that. It's all a matter of how you use your sounds and what sounds you got. So definitely just get you some quality sounds, like at least one decent quality kit. It's got a plethora of sounds for you, and just learn how to use those sounds is really what you need to be worried about. Just a regular hi-hat. I don't go too crazy with the hi-hats. I try to mainly focus on my melodies and kind of keep my instruments pretty simple. I noticed when I first started making beats, in the beginning, lots of times I would have an elaborate melody, a whole bunch going on with the instruments, and it just sounded like a whole bunch of elaborate stuff going on. Sometimes you got to dumb it down and simplify things to make it a little bit easier for you and make it easier for the artist to kind of ride the beat to and rap to. So we got some snares here. Nothing special at all. We got us another snare. And if you notice, even in my simple melody, well, not melodies, but even my layouts on my instruments, they aren't even the same. So like the first 4 bars on my snares are different than the last 4 bars. Same with these snares. And this hi-hat, the first 4 bars on the hi-hats are different than the last 4 bars. A clap obviously stays the same. That doesn't change. This stayed the same. It's just a little simple breath. I had that in mostly all my beats. And we got the 808 pattern. Nothing crazy, just something simple. And if you notice in that second half of the 808, I had a really long pause. You don't have to have your 808 patterns being so repetitive. You can switch it up on the last 808 pattern and just give it a different bounce and a different vibe to it. And I like to kind of butt up my 808. So like the last 808 that hits, it makes it run into the first 808. So the very last 808 that plays runs into this one. I like doing that sometimes. It gives it a nice bounce to it. So let's go ahead and just throw all these instruments together and see what it sounds like. So this is the beat from the first half of the beat. We'll just kind of go from here. I'm going to hit play, and you guys let me know what you think, who you want to hear on it. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments section. Anything you want to know about this beat or any other beats or anything about me in particular or producing or anything, just drop it in the comment section and I'll make a video for it and we'll get started. So let's go ahead and hit play.
Purchase your tracks today.
And that's it, plain and simple. Like all those simple melodies and all those simple 808 patterns, you ended up making this hard beat. This may not be your favorite beat in the world. It's definitely not the worst beat in the world or any by any means. But this is just a plain Jane simple beat, something that you can just throw together and somebody can rap on it. This could be your next biggest hit. So just it's all simple. It's all about simplicity, putting everything that's simple, putting it together, and making it sound a little bit more complex. And it's just about how you use your instruments, how you tweak them, how you tune them, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple to kind of get the style and the vibe of the beat that you're looking for once you kind of know how to use the instruments, how to pick the sounds, and how to put it all together. And that's kind of the things that we talk about on the Patreon is how to pick the sounds, put it all together, and make a cohesive sound and a piece of art. Because I look at every beat as a piece of art, not just like a beat or anything or something that somebody can just make a song to. I listen to it and create it like it's artwork. So I take my time and I like to put a lot of effort into it. And you guys will see that in the videos that I post on Patreon because they're hour long for just a beat. And I go through in-depth explanation. And you see me switch up the sound and everything. The beat may start one way and completely end a totally different way. So if you kind of want to see that process, learn some more sauce, and just get in the community with other producers and everything, hop on the Patreon, join the Patreon, and we'll go ahead and get started. And we can start having some consultations. We can link up if that's possible with conference calls, whatever the case may be. But I'm here to help you guys out as a fellow producer in this thing. So if you guys got questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Let me know what you think about this beat. Drop your comments in the comment section on who you think you want to hear on this. I'm always curious to hear you guys' opinion on who you hear on the beats that I make. So yeah, that's the end of the tutorial, guys. And tap in and stay tuned. Like, comment, and share the video. And let's get another one in. Peace.